Now, a male-orientated society has provoked a bit of a gender row at Manchester University. Feminist students claim the Masculinity Exploration Networking and Support Group, men's, you see, promotes a macho culture via things such as beard-growing contests and beer-drinking marathons. The founder, Ben Wild, is with us now. Hello, Ben.
Hiya, you all right?
Caused a bit of a stir here, haven't you?
Yeah, it appears so. I mean, the society was set up to take care of male health issues, things like prostate and testicular cancer and male depression, things like that. And unfortunately, some of our activities, which we wanted to do as fundraisers for that, have kind of been cited as somehow chauvinistic and sort of sexist and things like that.
So you are going to have beer drinking marathons and beer competitions?
No, I'm actually a teetotaler, and our first event was a sponsored sober pub crawl for an alcohol abuse shelter. The reason being because, of course, most of the people who end up in these shelters are men.
Yes.
Alcoholism is, of course, a largely male problem, and the reason for that is because men are sort of caricatured as these individuals who shouldn't have to share their problems and should deal with them themselves. And unfortunately, the result of that is often, a lot of people can't deal with their problems themselves. They have to have support groups because that's how human beings are. We're social creatures. And if you take that away, you end up turning to alcohol or to drugs or some other kind of cover-up.
I think I was shoehorned in here as the token female, just to say exactly what I think.
Your point of view on it, really. I mean, you know about the society, presumably you've read up a bit about it. I mean, you have any objection to it?
I think it's a wonderful idea. I used to help run a women's support groups, and I think women have so much support in the UK, in particular NHS and private groups and voluntary groups. And I know so many men would come up to us and go, what about us blokes? Can we not get something?
If it is a support group, the criticism is it's for blokes to, perpetuate the male stereotype and further their male dominance of the world. That's the criticism I've read, anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
my words, not exactly the words of criticism, but that's the general gist.
It's difficult to do that from the students' union, to sort of perpetuate this global identity.
Where has this criticism come from, then? What do you think you've done that's caused so much upset with this particular organisation, this particular feminist group?
Well, it's not
Have
so
we got
much
the wrong end of the stick, Ben?
Well, I mean, it's not so much the feminist groups who oppose us. They're very much split when it comes to us. But I think the problem probably lies in history. If you look at the history of sort of gentlemen's clubs and men's clubs and things like that, I can see how someone would be understandably perturbed if something calling itself the men's society came along.
But, you can't have your double standards as well, because you do get nights that are ladies-only nights. I'm going to one on Thursday where no men are allowed.
It's the Women's Institute. I can't join that, much as I'd like to.
Well, and importantly, the men's society is not sort of exclusive to men. We have 90 female members out of 300.
Of a membership of?
Over 300 now. It's between 300 and 320. But yeah.
So it's not quite a quarter, but it's not far short of a quarter female membership.
Yeah, it's about a third, yeah. Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
But be honest, do you read Nuts and Zoo and Play Darts as well? Go on, you can tell us, Ben.
No, I'm an intellectual. I read very highbrow academic journals, yeah, absolutely.
That's a yes, then.
Yeah.
So the planned excursions to programmes like Top Gear and all of that stuff, that's just people that picked out individual things to beat you with, as it were?
Yeah, I mean, they were sort of first sort of initial ideas, suggested ideas. In terms of the things which we've actually done, I've mentioned the Sober Pub Crawl. We had a charity poker tournament to raise money for the Everyman Prostate and Testicular Cancer Foundation. They do very good work. We also had a documentary night which was about deconstructing the association between masculinity and violence in the mass media. And unfortunately, our posters for this event got torn down by some of our opponents, which was a little bit unfortunate, it has to be said. But, we're doing things like that, and we've trained members for a drop-in centre, which we're going to have as well. So,
terrific.
I mean, it's on the right track.
And if any men do want to get involved, can they join you, or are you a closed group?
I think you have to be a member of the University of Manchester. That's pretty much it.
You need to start your own then, Andy.
Yeah. What, my own men's group?
Yeah.
Or I could be a mature student.
Yeah.
Very mature student. Ben, nice to have met you. Thank you for coming in.